The systematic exploration of ancient sites, also known as field archaeology, is a careful and organized process used to find and study civilizations that have been buried over time. This process uses both traditional and scientific methods, each with its own strengths, to locate, confirm, and understand archaeological sites before any digging begins. Traditional methods rely heavily on direct observation, local knowledge, and clues from literature and the environment. Sometimes, important archaeological sites or artifacts are found by chance, often during construction, farming, or natural disasters. In Bharatpur, Rajasthan, the Bayan coin hoard was found in 1946 while digging a field, revealing coins from ancient Indian rulers. The famous Harappa site was discovered during railway construction. Internationally, the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in a cave in Palestine, and the Lascaux cave paintings in France were discovered by accident. While these accidental finds are exciting and important, most archaeological sites are found through systematic surveys rather than by chance. Ancient texts, religious literature, and travel accounts often provide valuable clues about where to search for archaeological sites. Heinrich Schliemann is a famous example. He used Homer's epic, the Odyssey, to locate and excavate the city of Troy in Asia Minor. He found a large treasure there, known as Priam's treasure. He also discovered Mycenae and Tiryns, sites mentioned in Greek literature. In India, religious texts in Sanskrit and other languages often mention ancient cities and places. Professor B.B. Lal led a project to identify and excavate sites mentioned in the Ramayana, such as Ayodhya and Chitrakoot, uncovering important remains. Foreign travelers have written detailed reports about India's past. The Chinese monk Xuanzang's travel accounts were used by Sir Alexander Cunningham, the first Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, to discover and excavate many northern Indian sites. Cunningham's work is still a foundation for Indian archaeology. However, literature can sometimes exaggerate or mix fact with fiction, so archaeologists must carefully separate reliable information from myths. Archaeologists often travel from one village to another, sometimes on foot, to look for evidence of ancient settlements. They focus on areas near rivers, hills, and forests, where early humans were likely to live. Local legends and stories from village elders can also point to hidden sites. For example, in Basantpur village in Uttar Pradesh, local tales led to the discovery of archaeological remains. Many ancient sites are buried, but clues can still be found on the surface. These include pottery shards, beads, coins, and tools scattered on mounds. Changes in soil color, like dark soil mixed with ash or charcoal, can also be indicators. Unusual crop or vegetation patterns, such as crops growing poorly over buried ruins, while areas above ditches or moats may have greener growth, are another clue. Animal fossils and other remains brought to the surface by rain or erosion can also help. Such indicators have helped discover many sites in India and other countries. Modern and historical maps can show mounds, ruins, or ancient buildings, helping archaeologists plan their surveys more effectively. Scientific methods use advanced technology to find and analyze archaeological sites without digging. These methods provide more precise and non-invasive ways to detect what lies beneath the surface. Aerial photography uses cameras mounted on planes, balloons, or drones to take pictures from above. This method became important during and after World War I, thanks to pioneers like O.G.S. Crawford. Aerial photos can reveal differences in soil color or crop growth, which, may indicate buried structures. Shadows that outline old walls, ditches, or roads can also show up in these images. For instance, in India, aerial photography helped identify a Chalcolithic irrigation canal at Inamgaon. These days, low-cost drones and kites are making this technique more accessible, though, honestly, high-quality images are sometimes restricted for military use. Satellites take detailed images of large areas, helping archaeologists map big sites like Ram Setu, also known as Adam's Bridge, between India and Sri Lanka. Satellite imagery is useful for planning excavations and preserving sites, but it does have its limits, such as not always being focused on archaeology and sometimes missing deeply buried remains. So, geophysical surveys use tools like ground-penetrating radar and magnetometers to, detect differences underground, like, walls or metal objects, without actually digging. The iron rod or probe method involves pushing a T-shaped rod into the ground to feel for buried structures. Then, there's the sound method, where a heavy rammer is used to strike the ground, and, sharp or dull sounds can indicate buried features. When it comes to soil analysis, scientists test the soil for chemicals like phosphorus and calcium, which, honestly, tend to increase with human activity. This, in turn, helps identify old settlements. Metal detectors are also used to find buried metal objects, though, they can't really tell if the metal is ancient or modern. Another tool is the electrical resistivity meter, which measures how easily electricity passes through the ground. This changes with different materials like stone or pottery. And finally, for underwater surveys, sonar and special underwater vehicles help find submerged sites. For example, S.R. Rao discovered a possible ancient settlement near Dwarka, Gujarat, under the sea. But no single method is perfect. Accidental finds are rare, and both traditional and scientific methods have their limits. For instance, aerial and satellite images can't see very deep, and metal detectors can't tell the age of objects. That's why archaeologists use a combination of methods, traditional surveys, scientific tools, and local knowledge, to reduce errors and confirm discoveries before excavation. The search for archaeological sites is, honestly, most successful when traditional and scientific methods are used together. Traditional approaches, like studying literature, listening to local stories, and observing the land, give important cultural and historical context. Scientific methods, like aerial photography, satellite imagery, and geophysical surveys, provide accurate, non-invasive ways to find and study what's hidden underground. Key figures like Heinrich Schliemann, who found Troy using literature, B.B. Lal, who linked sites to the Ramayana, and Sir Alexander Cunningham, who used travel accounts to find Indian sites, really show the power of combining different sources of information. Scientific advances have made it possible to discover and protect ancient sites more effectively, but honestly, the best results come from blending old and new techniques. In summary, archaeological exploration is a careful, step-by-step process that uses many tools and ideas to uncover and preserve the stories of past civilizations. This combination of methods helps bridge the gap between the past and present, ensuring that the legacy of ancient cultures is not lost.